everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Bachelorette After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight, we are recapping a very dramatic episode. We had broken faces, broken wrists. It was a disaster, pretty much. We have a special guest. Tune in. We'll discuss it all right after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What a night. Oh, yeah.
Great song choice.
Wait, is this Richard Marx? No, okay.
This is just an
Special request.
Yeah, I was going to pretend like I knew more of his music. Let's start this over again. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Kristina, and tonight we have a full panel and a special guest to discuss The Bachelorette. So let's get into it. We have Sterling.
Hey guys.
We have Christine and Renee.
Hey.
And tonight we have, wait a minute, two special guests.
One of them is sleeping on the job.
We have Allison and Sugar Raskin.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. We are big fans.
So you guys might know Allison. She's a comedian, a writer, director, producer. You probably already watch her YouTube show and her YouTube channel, Just Between Us. And this Thursday, she has a very special podcast launching. So we're very excited. Welcome.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Woo. Of course. Tell us a little bit about Gossip.
Yes, so Gossip is a 12-episode scripted comedic soap opera. So if you like Desperate Housewives or Jane the Virgin and just like want to listen to that in your car, then this is the podcast for you.
And Allison told us earlier that she was very inspired by all the gossip that we share here on our show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
It's like a show for people who like to sit at brunch and talk about other people for 4 hours.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So pretty much if you're a fan of our podcast, you'll be a fan of Gossip.
Yes.
And you're a huge Bachelor fan too, right?
Yes, it's my whole life.
Oh my gosh.
And it's all I ever think about.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh my
Welcome
gosh.
to our
These are
world.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come back anytime.
Yes.
I got to be at the women's tell-all for Arie season.
Oh my gosh,
my
I remember
gosh.
seeing that clip of you.
Yes, and they cut to me a couple of times. It was very thrilling. I got to meet the mom. I don't remember her name.
The mom?
The one who was the mom on his season. She's beautiful. She's like a model.
Oh gosh, I feel bad. Oh, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I was like,
That was great, Kristina.
I should know something about her.
right?
Yeah, it was thrilling.
And what are your
proudest moment.
Yeah, what are your initial thoughts on Becca and the men from this season?
Look, I'm a huge Becca fan. I think that she handled that breakup perfectly.
Yes.
I think that she came out an American hero. I'd say before this week's episode, I was underwhelmed by the men. I was like, oh no, this sucks. This is the best they could do. But a couple people, like Jason, really popped tonight, and I think that there were just some more front runners who I can get behind.
I know. I didn't even know who Jason was before tonight. And
Same.
then every time he came on, I was like, wait, who is
I know.
Dancer?
He was a lovely surprise tonight.
Yeah.
I
Big
followed
Jason
him on
fan.
Instagram, so I'm just
Oh,
really
that's
hoping to
big.
get a follow back.
This is you can tell him right now.
Yeah.
Jason, make sure you follow Allison back.
Slide into her DMs. She's also from New York.
Me too,
perfect.
girl.
It's
Hello.
perfect. Yeah. Okay, guys, so should we get into this
Yes.
episode? First of all, just for you guys that are watching live, thank you so much for tuning in and waiting for us. Obviously, our show was a little bit delayed because of ABC and their special tonight. However, this will be our new showtime, right?
Yes.
7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are so excited to go a little bit earlier. Hopefully, more of you can tune in live. And I'm just really excited to honestly make all of my West Coast friends jealous. I am so ahead of you.
I thought you were gonna say go to bed earlier. I'm like, me too.
No.
It's so nice not having all of the spoilers from the
Exactly.
East Coast. Yes. And East Coast Squad, we're here for you. So tweet us. We're on the
Exactly.
same time.
Totally. Okay, so let's get into it because this episode was really good. I was talking to my mom on the way over here, and I was like, she's like, so what do you think of Becca? And meanwhile, my mom doesn't watch this show. She thinks it's complete trash. And I think she's like, what does my daughter do for a living? But anyways, I was like, I don't know how I feel about her. I want to like her, but I said a little bit last week, I thought it was just a little bit boring. And she grew on me this episode. And definitely the guys grew on me. So for the first group date, we have Wills, Jason, Jordan, David, Jean Blanc, and Colton. And of course, Becca's friends from last season.
Including Miss Tia.
Friends.
So Caroline, Tia, Becca, and
Friends
Kendall,
so that
and
they can
Tia.
be on the show.
Okay, Renee, you're very skeptical. What are your thoughts? Do you call BS on these friendships?
Yes. Okay, her and Tia are not friends. Can we name one time they had a conversation during the show? The only time you can think of is at the rose ceremony when they were sending, was it Kendall home? And Tia literally said to Becca, "This feels right." Come on, guys. That's not friendship. And then they all sat on the couch together because Tia was a favorite. Also, the way they sat down and talked about Colton, that's not the way you would sit down and talk about it if she was really your friend.
Yeah.
It just seemed very like just fake. And even they're like, "I love you."
Ooh.
Like I was like, "Really? You love her? That's your friend?"
Did you think that Tia was genuine when she said that she really hopes that Colton is there for her?
No.
Because when Becca asked her, "Do you think that Colton is here for if you could have been Bachelorette?" And she was like, "Probably. I mean, possibly."
Yes.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh, girl, you guys were." I think that they
Also-
were scheming about it. Like Colton and her were like scheming about it.
I
That's
think
my
if Colton liked
hypothesis.
Tia, he would have kept dating Tia. Like he wouldn't
Agrees.
have had to go on the show.
And like,
Well, he had already applied to be on the show.
Yeah, but it's
I
not
think that-
slavery.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
don't
true.
have to
Well,
go on the show.
But that's why I still don't understand the timeline, because he's saying that he applied and they started dating like in early January, right? So if he already applied to be on the show, then he wasn't applying for Tia. He was
Right.
just applying to be on the show. So that's why I don't get this.
well, because they're
true.
saying they didn't say he was applying for Tia. She was worried he was applying, hoping it would be Tia after, like because they started dating.
Right,
or
but
whatever.
the show started airing January, 1st or 2nd, right? So you're saying that like he met Tia that weekend and then was like, oh, I want to like apply right away.
No, I think he was applying regardless.
Right.
And then they were just like, since he's applying, what are his hopes? It wasn't
Right.
even like his actions. It was just like what was in his mind
Yeah.
that he would want.
I just think Tia is so salty that she's not the Bachelorette.
Agreed.
I am so happy she's not the Bachelorette, because for a while last season, I really thought, I think everyone thought she was going to be the Bachelorette, and she's shady. She wanted Becca to feel bad about this.
Yeah, because
Yes.
that's not the way a friend would
No.
respond. Like, okay, if I asked you right now, like, do you think he's here for me, or do you think he's here?
Of course he's here for you.
Friends.
Why wouldn't any guy be here for you?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the normal response.
Exactly. Because even when they were talking about
possibly.
she's like, "I hope this doesn't sour it for you." Like that was literally her face. Like she didn't actually care.
And also just the way she was acting as if she even thought she was going to be the Bachelorette. I don't know. I really don't like her.
So here's what some of the people in the comments are saying. NR says, Tia and Becca are friends. They hung out many times outside of the show after the breakup. Kyla says, I think Colton was genuine as the rest of the contestants say to be on the show for experience. Tia seems shady. And then Amber says, I think he thought Tia was going to be the Bachelorette. All of America did until that last episode.
But even if he did think she was going to be the Bachelorette, right? Even if he was excited about that, I don't think he applied for
Knowing
her.
that would-
No.
Yeah, just hoping that it would,
Right, like,
could
cool.
potentially
Yeah.
be her, yeah.
And also, obviously, he wasn't that into her, because otherwise, she's not the Bachelorette. If he wanted to date her, they could have dated off the show.
Yeah, they were just so weird about the whole situation. Like, we never got a clear answer. Even the way Tia described it, it seemed to be more of a timing issue, at least in her perspective. It wasn't like things didn't work out. It was like, yeah, and then he was applying to be for the Bachelor, and then...
He said the same thing, too. He
Yeah.
said it
I
was a
think-
timing issue.
I think, and this might be too hot of a take, I think Colton did not like Tia and then hung out with her a little bit, but then didn't like her, used the excuse of going to be on The
Okay.
Bachelor to stop seeing her, and then doesn't want to be a dick, so then was like, yeah, just can't say that. He can't say to Becca, I just didn't like your friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he did say that he kind of...
Like,
it
he
just
knew that it
fizzled.
wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. I like your take.
And then and then Tia is just like so delusional that she's like, no, he's in love with me.
Yeah.
I think that's a good temperature shake.
Yeah,
I
I
think
do
so, too.
think I think it's important to know. I don't know if you guys saw Ashley and Jared on, I think it was Access, and Jared said that that Colton told him that Tia slid into his DMs, which is something I think we all assumed the other way around.
Totally.
So how did she find him?
The thirst.
I don't
Well,
know.
he dated a famous
Alie
gymnast,
Raisman.
right?
Alie
Yeah.
Raisman, yeah.
But is that how she found? Was she like, I like?
Yeah.
That's your
maybe.
ex.
Like, she just goes
Future.
on like...
Listen, if Wells could go and get Sarah Hyland, she was probably just shooting for the stars too. Just saying.
Colton.
Sarah Hyland
No,
went and got
Tia-
Wells.
Colton versus Sarah Hyland?
Well, I mean,
because
he
Wells
dated
got the better
someone.
deal. Yeah.
You know, just because he's in that world.
No, but definitely. I was skeptical when she gave Colton the group date rose, though, because there were so many standout guys from that date.
I think
was
she
like,
just really wants to be connected with Colton. And
I think she does too. He looked hot.
Yeah,
he looks
it's
good.
pretty
I was saying this to Sterling. The more we spend time on him and this whole indecision with Tia, the more attracted I am to him. I don't know why. I guess because all that indecision is there, and I think it's there for Becca too, because it's like the possibility that she could lose him. I think is making her want him even more.
Emotionally unavailable. We're like, oh my God,
There you
Colton.
go.
But also maybe she just doesn't like Tia, and she's like, yeah, bitch, I got the Bachelorette, and I'm gonna get you a man too.
Oh,
That too?
snap. That's a hot take.
Can I jump in quick, guys?
That's
This
too
is
hot.
Jeff.
Yeah,
from
that's
the-
a really hot take.
Just yes, Jeff. Hi,
Well, so I'll be quick, guys, because I know we're busy tonight. But my one thought is, I think it's a red flag that he dated anyone famous at all. Like, if I was the Bachelor and I found out that one of my potential suitors had a celebrity girlfriend at some point, I would consider that a red flag.
Yeah. I don't know for sure that Becca knows that he dated Arie Raisman.
Yeah, but he was also
At this point in
At
taping.
this point, I don't think
Okay.
she knows.
He was also
Right?
professional.
How could she
That
know?
hasn't come up on the show, unless she's a huge Arie Raisman fan and knows her list of boyfriends.
Do they not all have like a
Tia
package,
does.
though?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that would be in his
I think because he was a professional football player, I feel like it was more likely for him to meet her. I don't know how
That
people
makes sense.
meet.
That's true.
Yeah, they're both
Bumble.
professional
But I
athletes.
agree. I understand your red flag.
Are there professional athlete dating apps? Maybe they met on there.
Can I sign up?
Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so I think the other standout guy from this date was Jason. We were all kind of like, who is Jason? Because he didn't have a date last episode.
Yeah.
But he is so cute. He's suave. He's funny. I really liked him. I wish he got the group date rose.
He was a standout for sure, but a standout in a way I've never noticed him.
You're like,
So it was like he stood out in a way that was like,
yeah, that was so funny.
The way he handled that
Yeah.
was so nice, though.
I know.
And you're right. Like, we're kind of at this, what are we, week 3? We're at this point now where we start to know everyone's names. We're not super connected, but we're starting to. And Jason kind of won me over because I don't find him that cute, but the way he carries himself and the way he makes Becca feel when she's around him says a lot.
he has
Definitely.
a charming presence about himself, whether you find him attractive physically or not.
Exactly.
I think also when they were making out on that couch, Becca was really into it.
She was
Yeah.
so
Yeah, she
into
was.
it.
super into it.
Oh my God.
So Allison,
She was feeling Jason.
would you swipe right for Jordan? Make it
Jason.
for Jordan, 4001.
Oh,
Oh no,
No.
I'd swipe right for Jason.
For Jason,
Not for Jordan.
not for Jordan. What about you
Let's be
guys?
clear.
Would you swipe if you didn't know Jordan? If you just saw his Tinder profile, would you swipe right, Renee?
No, I feel like his bio would be like, I like myself. It's all about my professionalism and my face. And I'd be like, no.
What about you, Christine?
it's a no for me. Sorry.
That's going to be an
Sterling?
absolutely not. Anything headshot related
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
in
Not into
an
it.
online
No.
dating
I
profile.
don't swipe
It's like,
for models.
Yeah, I don't
No.
like models.
And you know he has Wilhelmina model in his profile.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Definitely
for
in his
sure.
bio.
and the pensive gentleman, and at least, how many pictures can you have on there?
I don't know.
least all of
He has all. He has them all of them. I know obviously Jordan is a character. I still don't believe like this is his personality. I think he's just playing an act. Like I think he thought, I'm gonna go on the show, I'm gonna be just ridiculous. I just can't believe that this is who he is.
I think it is.
You do?
I don't
Allison?
think he likes
so, too.
Becca. I don't think he's interested
Yeah.
in Becca.
Yeah.
And I think he's on the show for fame, but I think that's what he's actually like.
I agree, because I think you can only keep up that facade for so long. I mean, you're there 24/7. He's not checking in like 2 to 5 and then piecing out. Like, he's there all the time. So eventually his true self would come out, even if his original intention was to play this character.
Also, just the things that he says can only come out of someone's mouth who is that person.
Yeah.
I
The more
just
he
can't
talks,
believe
I'm
it.
like-
He's so ridiculous. I don't know why.
Have you never talked to a model? We live in LA.
I used to
but-
work at a modeling agency, and I can
Do you
tell
think most male models are like that? I don't think so.
they're just, I mean, I would say he's the most talkative one I've ever seen. They're usually not one for conversation. the
Not
ones that
all
I've
of us
met.
are that bad, guys. But
No, but I do agree, though. I think this is genuinely who he is. And I think as the time goes on, he's just struggling to keep up the facade, like, for real. Like, the chemistry just isn't there with Becca. And I'm just waiting for her to finally send him home, honestly.
They
I'm
won't let her,
not
though.
entertained.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely won't let
It'll
her.
be another
Yeah.
few episodes. I think ABC casting like thanked the gods when they found him. They're like, oh my god, I'm so happy. You have to keep him on at least half the season,
There
Becca.
aren't any other real wild cards that are
No.
you know.
Well, what's the guy, David?
David. Well, because of Jordan.
Yeah. But I think David seems like the type where he'd have some sort of issue with anybody.
Anybody,
if he's getting so riled about Jordan.
Which is so upsetting because I was rooting for him from the beginning.
I think he just thinks that that Jordan is just such a joke.
Yeah, but it just shows a lot about his character.
I hate tattletales.
Watch a season of The Bachelor before you go on it. Like, what are you doing?
It's never a good call to talk about someone else in your one-on-one
It's like the Bachelor golden rule.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that they're able to control themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're thinking, like, oh, this is a good strategy for me. I think they just, like, have no willpower or self-control or self-perception.
Don't forget, there's drinks involved. There's a lot of testosterone and egos being thrown around. So in this situation, he's just, I guess, playing into whatever Jordan's doing, but it's not working out for him.
And also, we only see such a small glimpse of the conversations. They could have had a great convo, and then Becca could have been like, so what do you think of the other guys? Like, what are your thoughts on Jordan? He's ridiculous, right?
That's
and
true.
then that's how the conversation could have started. So who knows?
Right.
I will say my favorite part of that group date was when Wills and Jason were just cracking up on the couch.
Oh my
God.
I
That was
really like
everything.
Wills.
Me too. I wish we saw more of him.
Wills is all of us. Like, covering
Yeah.
up his face. I was like,
with
that
his
was me.
painted nails, and he's like, it's so good.
I love that they all had painted nails.
Yeah.
They should do that for every group date because it really just does change the dynamic, I think.
Yeah. You laugh at
Also,
yourself a little.
Yeah.
It's revealing who keeps the nail polish.
Yeah.
You
They all
should
did,
cut
right?
everyone who didn't keep it.
Did they? I think they all kept
No,
it.
I don't think.
No.
Some people took it off.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Because she noticed. I
Yeah.
don't remember who kept it on, who took it off.
Oh, I wish we. Okay, well, chat roll. If you guys know who took off their nail polish,
I'm gonna be
let us
so
know.
worried it's Jason.
I know. I thought she asked him though, and he had it on. I can't remember.
Like, they cut it really quickly. Like,
Yeah.
two people said, oh, yeah, I still have it. And then it was just, like, over. So I assume they all did. But
So okay, let's get into the one-on-one date. We have Chris, who I just think looks so much like Ben Stiller, and it really trips me out.
I think he looks like. Do you guys watch Friends?
Yeah.
Ross?
Yeah, of course. So the guy who used to live with with Chandler. The
What
guy
was
who
his
like
name?
used to live with Chandler,
Yeah.
who like Eddie, and he was crazy, and he like they thought he was like gonna
so
kill him.
familiar.
Yeah, can you Google it, please?
Yeah.
He's in a bunch of other stuff.
This guy, yes.
Adam Goldberg.
Oh, Adam
Adam
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Yeah, he does look a little bit
He
like
does
him
look
too.
like him.
But I also still see Ben Stiller, specifically Ben Stiller in
Zoolander.
no Heavyweights.
Oh, and Heavyweights.
Zoolander. Whatever, both of them. Okay, so Chris. I found him really endearing on this episode, and I was not a fan before, mostly because I also think he's a tattletale. And I just don't like guys that tattletale.
Yeah.
Allison, what were your thoughts? You were shaking your head no.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I think he's a snake.
Ooh.
And I think that I'm just making some hot takes, and I think that what they showed in the upcoming, that we're really not gonna like him.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think this was his one moment in the sun, and then the rest of the time he's gonna be a villain.
They did have a really nice moment together, though,
The
Sterling.
moment was really nice. I also teared up a little when Becca.
A lot.
Okay, Christine.
Was
that
she
didn't need to be
crying?
said. Well, when Becca was in her confessional and she said, "I don't know why he doesn't think he's as amazing as he is," or whatever. I was like, "Oh, that's really sweet."
Wait, so
I mean, I didn't see the
you cried up because of Becca, not because of him.
Becca, and it was a sweet line, but I
Okay.
didn't actually see a real connection between them.
Right.
I thought it felt really forced on Becca's end. Like she was putting everything into it, and then he clearly had a wall up. He seemed super nervous to me.
I mean,
don't know.
she
I
was
just
really
don't see
into
them
his
together.
into his lyrics, though. There was a sweet moment
I think
there.
she was trying to be into it.
Yeah.
as
I
much as
think she
could
was
be.
nurturing. I
Yeah.
think she knew he was insecure. I think she knew he was in his head. And I think Becca's a type of person that she wants to make someone feel better.
Yeah.
I didn't see any chemistry. I still don't like Chris. I didn't forget what he did last episode. I'm over him.
I will say, to play devil's advocate just a little, that's a very hard date. I don't know if anyone else
is.
True.
felt like that.
That's fair.
On
To
a
walk
first
into-
real date,
Yeah.
too,
First
when you don't have
date?
actual feelings for
That
someone.
is a really hard
That's
date.
so hard to put how you feel about someone into words, sing it to them. That whole environment to me was just like a lot. Think for guys.
But
And girls,
for
I
women
think that
too.
too. You have to all of a
So-
sudden be in love with someone or like act like you are.
That's tough.
a date, it can be whatever you make it. I think they could have made it a really fun date. The reason why it got the way it did is because of how Chris acted and how it ended up turning out. I think if it was Blake on that day, it would have been a grand old time.
Well, because he probably would have had fun with it and made like a funnier song out of
Exactly.
it. Like, there's different ways you could have approched it.
He
but
didn't
like
have
to be
to.
fair, I still think that was a tough tough date.
I agree with you.
Blake and Becca have an actual connection that you can see.
They like
That
each
too.
other.
Oh my god, I hope they get married.
Well, Blake's my pick for
Yeah.
the winner.
Oh,
So
I think she'd be the happiest with him.
I think so too.
I don't think we know enough about him. I think he's.
Although he showed a little bit of jealousy today that I wasn't really loving.
Okay,
But
so
that's normal. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you feel jealous?
It's normal. I would, definitely.
I think it's weird if they don't feel jealous.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I think if I were Becca, I'd be so flattered and so excited to hear the words that he said to her.
Right.
And
I
for
think
him
he
to
handled
call,
the one-on-one perfectly.
He did.
I think it was just the confessionals that I was like, okay,
To be honest with
clean it
you,
up a little.
I'm like upset that you don't love Blake.
I love him. I do really like him.
Okay, thank God.
we.
And I think that all of their conversations are super genuine, and I think they're both totally into it, and I could see them together.
he was the only one who really stood out to me on that second group date. I thought the second group date was so boring.
Yes.
Me too. I'm like, I don't watch sports. I watch The Bachelorette. Why am I watching sports right now?
But even
I
so,
watched
like,
sports and it was boring.
I'm just saying,
Legitimately.
why? There, obviously, I think Allison, you said this. There was just not enough going on like
Yeah.
that. They had to cut it like that.
I mean, even that they made such a big deal in the previous episodes leading up to that accident
Right.
that David had, and then for it to be so anticlimactic, and for them to just like breeze over it in like 30 seconds, like there obviously wasn't enough like content.
They're
for
struggling
that week.
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys? I mean, I guess the only standout really is Clay.
Well, you know what's funny? I was saying this. Kristin had a great time on that date, and he was like, "I'm gonna be the most valuable partner." Like, was killing his confessionals, and then like zero airtime after.
I know.
Nothing. I was like, "Oh, Kristin, what's up?"
I love him. I think he's so fun and
adorable.
cool, and like I'm curious if he'll make it further, and then we'll actually get to know him.
I don't think so
I wonder, because we really don't see their connection that much.
at all.
But when he taught her how to dunk, and he was like touching
Yeah.
her back
Yeah.
and stuff, I don't know. I think she was into it.
So why don't we see more of him? That's what I don't understand.
I don't know.
Well, like
It's
that
only
date
2
was so boring,
hours.
aside from some cute moments. So why not show the highlights or the guys that had the highlights of that date afterwards?
Because we're watching David and Jordan fight.
Yes.
That's
You know
why
it's
we don't see
boring
them.
when they cut to Becca coming out half field between every play. Football doesn't even work like that.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't
totally.
even like you're on the sidelines the entire time. After every play, it was high fives. I'm like, you just need more of her with these guys because it was so unbelievably boring.
Yeah, I agree.
That was my problem with Winter Games. There
That
was
was
just
too boring.
much like actual sports competition,
sports.
and that's like not what I'm watching the show for.
Agreed.
Less sports, more romance.
Thank
If you
you.
wanted to watch sports,
Please.
you'd actually watch the Winter Olympics instead of the Winter Games.
Plus, can you imagine if they just started rolling footage of dates during NFL football games? It works both ways, people.
Yeah, right.
People would
point.
turn it off.
What did you guys think about Garrett teaching her how to tackle? I feel like that was a cute moment for them.
Yeah, I'm so worried about him
Yeah.
because what? Because what if? Oh my
I
god,
think you're
it's like really
stressed.
upsetting.
Because you like him.
Because I like him.
Yeah.
I like him on the show.
I like him on
Yes.
the show, but I'm really worried about what he's actually like and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
his history of alt-rightness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too
Agreed.
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
familiar, but
and I got some tweets this past week because I expressed that last week on this episode. And I'm not going to like say that I still don't believe that because I mean, now knowing what his internet activity is, it's like a little, I was trying to find the tweet. Oh, okay. One of them said, I disagree with what you said about Garrett on the after show. He took full responsibility, admitted he was wrong, and apologized. There's something to be said about manning up like that. But there's also something to be said about liking images of children being thrown back over the border. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's like
he was caught. If
Yeah.
no one saw his
if no
internet
one caught
history,
him, yeah.
would he ever be like, man, I used to like some pretty terrible photos back in the day? No, you'd never hear about it.
Right.
Of course, when America is pissed at him, he's going to be like, I'm so sorry I did that.
But at the same
Right.
time, maybe he's just not educated, or maybe he just didn't know and was just clicking like. Sometimes you go through Twitter, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
one pick, Kristina.
Yeah, no.
Maybe two. There were more than like a few pictures.
I agree, but he did apologize, and I mean, whatever. I feel like
You
judging him.
had to.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
had
he
to.
absolutely
And
had
I
to.
feel
But
like
not
if it was,
really.
like,
You're entitled to your own
1975.
opinion. He didn't have to apologize.
ABC for sure got on him about that, especially if he does win. Whether he
Yeah.
wins or makes top 3, ABC's not going to let him. They're like, no, you have to do something about this because you need America to root for you.
If he didn't make it far, it's hard to say what he would have done.
Yeah.
Or if he wasn't getting this much attention for it.
I mean, who knows what kind of contracts they have to sign, how under control you are during that time of, like, how publicly you speak. I mean, you're not even allowed to do interviews until after you're eliminated. So the fact he had to say something, he absolutely had to go through ABC and, like, come up with a
What are your
statement.
thoughts, Christine?
I'm curious to see what kind of edit he gets from here on out, because I do believe that Bachelor Nation is kind of split. I had a couple people reach out to me via DM as well. One of our longtime viewers, Aisha B, she sent me his whole apology on his page and was like, I believe this is genuinely sincere.
Yeah.
It was a good
You
apology.
know, I read it in its entirety, and I do think it was very well said. At the end of the day, you know, I don't know him, so
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard to judge somebody that hard, because, like you said, some people come from a place of ignorance. Now, there's levels to this, and what he liked, those images, like, I would never do that, and I wouldn't forgive that, but it's interesting to see if America will, and if Becca grows a connection with him, I'm sure that we're going to be swayed to like him more
Definitely.
later on. I mean, ABC's known for doing this, building someone up, breaking them down, building them back up again.
I feel like it's very case by case, right? Like, I
It
think
is.
any woman could be fine with that, and that's totally their prerogative, and that's great. And any woman could say, nope, it's too far, and that's totally their prerogative, and that's great.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
how I feel.
if Becca's okay with it, that's that's her initiative.
Yeah.
But
She
it's
did.
also, does she know about it?
She
or
does.
did she
She
not
knows.
find out until
Right.
after the show?
I think she didn't find out until after the show,
That's
but she did.
different.
Yeah, I agree, because once you pick that, I mean, let's say she picks him. Like, then what do? Then you break up with him because of this comes out? Like, what do you do after
Or you
that?
just have a conversation and be like, hey, like, I saw that you did this. I feel this way. I would like to explain to you my thoughts, and, like, let's have a conversation about it.
Yeah, and see
You
what
don't
happens
just,
from
like,
there.
yeah, you guys can educate each other. You could have different opinions, you know what I mean? And maybe he just doesn't know, and maybe he'll end up agreeing with her. Who knows?
It depends how firm
it's
he
not
is
like
in those
everyone else.
opinions, because they're very offensive beliefs
Yeah,
if they're true.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. You're liking these just because it's not liking cute pictures of puppies. Like, if he genuinely
Yeah,
feels
that's
this way
true.
and finds that funny, no, that goes down to someone's morals and core beliefs, and I don't want to date someone like that.
Right. But does Becca? It's hard to say.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
it's
true.
I
about
would
her.
hope that they have like conversations about their political beliefs.
Right.
Right?
Like, I can't imagine being engaged to someone and not knowing if they're transphobic.
In 2018,
Right.
yeah, that's
You
like
need
first
to talk
date
about
question.
those
Yeah, that-
things.
Right. Well, I
Definitely.
wish we saw more of those conversations, honestly.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
be very interested to know.
That would, what a different show
Yeah.
that would be.
Well, Rachel's season had some of the best conversations. It
Yeah,
wasn't between
agreed.
her and the contestants, but
Right.
the contestants among themselves
that's
like
true.
finally talked about things.
Yes, that's so true. I mean, at this point, though, like, where's Becca's temperature for Garrett? Because, like, they had that cute moment, but we maybe haven't seen enough of them yet to know, like, how into him she really is right now.
I don't see it as much as I see it with some of the other guys.
Me
You know
too. Yeah.
I think, though, it's like because he got the first impression rose, like, I have my eyes on him, and I think right now his edit is reminding me of how Peter's edit was during Rachel's season, where there was a good period of time where we barely saw him.
That's
There was like
true.
one moment in the
That's true.
hotel room, so I don't trust ABC when they barely show him. Like, I think that first impression rose said a lot, so I guess we'll see how it plays out from here. I mean, he's bound to get a one-on-one, like, ASAP, and then I think we'll get all the romantic moments.
That's so true.
By the way, the chat roll is hashtagging justice for Joe.
Yeah. you know
Joe
who doesn't have problematic internet behavior?
Joe. Oh my gosh.
we love the underdogs on this show. Everyone who
Definitely.
gets kicked off right away, we're here for you.
I miss Joe. When I saw that first episode, I'm like, top 3.
Nope.
Gone. It's just
That was
gone.
one of the most shocking cuts I've ever seen.
I know.
I can't believe she cut it. Why? Because he owns a grocery store? Is that what you
maybe.
said?
She's just not that into him.
I guess so.
I guess from night one. Like,
Oh,
definitely.
hilarious.
Joe.
good times.
How are you,
Oh, what's his
Joe?
Instagram? I wonder what his following is right now.
I follow him.
He's at
I don't-
50K.
Wow.
Oh,
Renee was the 50.
my God. Guys, for someone getting eliminated on the first
First
night, you
night.
50K. Joe, you're going to paradise. Congratulations.
Paradise. Oh, I'd watch just for him.
Oh yeah,
You know
he's
who
definitely
else
going.
Could go to paradise?
Who?
Maybe Clay?
Oh.
Yes.
Or be
After
the next
tonight?
Bachelor.
I don't
Yes.
think Clay would be the next Bachelor.
Because did you guys, real quick back to Joe, did you guys see his most recent Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's also buying swim trunks.
For Paradise.
Yeah, for paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, good point, Jeff.
Who knows?
It's also
Wow.
summertime.
No, Sterling, I'm right.
reaching.
No, it is definitely for
Summer in
Paradise.
Chicago, you gotta bust out the shorts while you can.
That's so funny. Okay, so Clay went home.
He did.
You know what? I was just shocked by Becca's crying. I thought she would have just been like yes, Clay, you're not gonna win.
No,
Go
I
home
think
to
she
your
liked
family.
him.
I think she
I think she
liked
liked him too, but like this is his career and his family. Do you
Yeah.
really think she was gonna choose him? She liked him maybe to eliminate him right before hometown dates. But I don't see
Right.
him going all the way. Like
fair.
realistically,
Yeah.
I don't
That's fair.
either.
you know
Yeah.
what I
But he
mean?
is a sweet.
Yeah, but he
just
didn't
loved him.
ask her. So he just told
Right.
her. So
Yeah.
she didn't have to say that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kinder. Like, there's no reason when he'd already made the decision to be like, good call, I wasn't going to pick you.
Yeah.
That's true.
So she got out easy,
She
actually.
did get out easily. You're right. Imagine he was like, Becca, do you see me here?
Exactly. I
Do
was
you-"
afraid that's what he was going to do.
Oh my god.
It's true. It could have went the opposite way. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
Who was that girl during Arie's season that wanted to kiss him so bad and went up to him? Annalise. That was the most painful, cringing
yeah.
moment to
Oh,
watch.
that was terrible.
I would have hated that for Clay. Clay's too sweet.
Kaya in the chat said justice for Clay's wrist.
Aw.
Switch from Joe. To
I mean, the
Clay's
irony
wrist.
that the football player got hurt on the football date.
Yeah.
Oh, hurts for you, Clay. But you know what? I'm
know.
gonna see you in paradise, babe.
Definitely. At this point, who do you guys see being the next Bachelor?
Oh man.
If he
Maybe
doesn't
Blake.
win,
Blake.
Blake is
Yeah.
so likable and getting so much camera time right
Yeah,
now.
definitely.
And he looks like Miles Teller. I can't get over that.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's like stuck
so
in my head.
cute.
He's so cute.
Yeah, I think he could be. Sorry, I was deep in thought. I was like going
What are
through
Sugar's
each one.
thoughts?
Sugar loves Blake. She thinks that they're really
Her eyes picked
compatible,
up.
and that if it would not be a mistake to pick him. Like, I think sometimes these people are like, well, it's a risk, but it could really pay off.
Right.
Like, I don't think that Blake is a risk at all, but I also think she'd be really happy.
Happy with him.
Yeah.
That's what Sugar thinks.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Like, I think that
You're such a
JoJo
sugar
picking
guy.
Jordan was a risk,
By
but
the
it
way-
worked out, or
Right.
it seems to
Yeah.
be working out. But like, I don't think Blake is a risk at all, and neither
Agreed.
does Sugar.
By the way, for anyone that is listening,
On
not
iTunes.
watching, Sugar is a dog. Not just a dog.
see her.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
but if
for
they're
the listeners.
listening.
That's why
Yeah.
she's a little quiet. We don't just have
Yeah.
a silent person in the room.
Oh, and by the way, you guys, if you are listening, don't forget to give us 5 stars and leave us a review on iTunes, please. And they can subscribe to your podcast. at
Yes,
the same
please
time.
subscribe to Gossip.
Renee, I hate to tell you this, but you're losing.
Listen, guys, I really thought. Okay, am I losing or did Clay get injured and it's not fair?
No. So you guys remember our little special segment, our friendly competition, where we selected our top 5s, and we have, I guess, like a Bachelor tournament. Is that what we're calling it going on?
I just want to shout out Emma Coates real quick for joining my team. Thank you very much.
I'd like to shout out Melanie and Arham, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Jack Walsh. Thank you guys.
CCC is on Renee's Roses.
I saw someone in there on my team.
I
Was
haven't
I
seen
making
it
that
yet.
up?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God! Shout out to Team 3Es, guys. Like, join the team. I got Blake as the winner. Come on.
So anyways, you guys please join our teams. We'll copy it on the comments below too, so you guys know whose teams that you are. And as the season goes on, make sure you join. And then we're still trying to figure out what your prizes are going to be.
Yeah.
But I suggest choosing Team Mr. Zias's.
Oh, no, Renee's
by the way.
Roses all the way. But I have to know, Allison, who do you think is going to be in the top 3? And this season's villain?
Okay, thank you so much for asking. All right, top 3. I think top 3 will be Blake, Colton, and Garrett.
Is that in order?
No, I have no idea what will happen after that.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think number 4 will actually be that guy who loves cologne.
John
Jean
Blanc.
Blanc.
Jean
I
Blanc.
think maybe he'll go far.
Interesting.
Really? I
Dang.
see Will's going further than him.
Christine's like, girl, I don't know what you're thinking.
She likes Wells.
I do.
So you think Jean Blanc will get a hometown date?
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Or him or Wells. Wills. Is that
Wills.
Yeah.
him or Wills. But yeah, I think those will be the top 3. And then I think that the villain is going to be Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. And then who's your pick for The Bachelor? If just not knowing who's going to win.
Well, I hope it's. Well, I want Blake to win so bad. I guess my pick would be Jason then. Is for Blake to win, Jason to be the Bachelor, and then I get to meet Jason on The Bachelor.
If Jason were the Bachelor, would you apply to go on?
No, I only want to be the Bachelorette.
Okay. Perfect.
I want to skip the first step.
I love it.
Wasn't there like a talk that Amy Schumer would be the Bachelorette for like one hot second?
Was there?
Yeah.
I remember Kaylee Cuoco, there being a talk
Yeah.
for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
Allison,
think
you're
they
bringing
should
the
do like a
tea.
celebrity edition, like that's an extra season where
I'm
it's like
not
a
about
well-known
it.
person.
Oh, okay. Like,
But like,
Like
for
in
real,
a
or like
one-off?
a parody type thing.
No, real,
Like, for
so
real?
they can find love.
Yeah.
Well, Amy
Marriage.
Schumer's married now.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of like super single celebs. Like,
Oh
how would
yeah,
this
there
work?
are.
Oh, maybe.
Oh
There
my
are
god.
a lot of
Yeah,
There's
sure.
tons.
celebs.
Or they're all divorced.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston.
It's gonna be
for
second
Bachelorette.
marriages.
How about her?
Finding
Second
husband number
marriages.
two.
I like that.
Oh,
That's going to be
smart.
the twist of the celebrity edition of The Bachelor.
Or they could go on ABC's new show, The Proposal.
Oh my gosh.
and do it in
Please
one
not.
night.
Get it over with, you know? I
Wait,
don't want to
we-
waste no time.
Yeah.
We forgot to say this last week. Guys, did you peep Kristen in the promo from
Yeah.
last season? Do you remember Scallop Fingers?
Well, she wasn't
Oh,
on Arie's
Scallop
season.
Fingers.
Yeah, she's on the
Sorry,
proposal.
2 seasons. Yeah, she's in the promo. She's
I
wearing a
hope
red
she
dress.
ends up happy.
I hope
I
so
know.
too.
Nice.
Yeah, I was so surprised. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know like a Bachelor alum was on it. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Did we talk about David falling off the bed or no? Did we just
No,
you can't
I'm
end without
still
that.
thinking about that. So.
Wait a minute. I cannot believe that happened. I can't believe it was from the top bunk. And also, how shady.
I said that.
You called
when they
it.
did the
You
pro-
called
when
it.
they
You
did
called
the
that from the
promo,
promo? No, she
I
did.
was like,
She
I bet
did.
he fell off the top bunk or
No,
something.
you didn't.
And
No,
then
she did. I
Sure,
heard it.
I swear.
Okay,
She
sure
did.
enough. Sure enough.
I can't believe that happened. First of all, that's
we watched
dangerous.
it live. I didn't see any spoilers.
And I don't know how you call that because they definitely made it seem like someone got into a fist fight.
They
Yeah,
even
of
cut
course,
to
they made
Jordan
it
sitting by
always do
himself.
that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, way to pin it on him. But if anything, Chris Harrison and ABC needs to get better sleeping conditions for these guys.
Yes.
Because this just showed us you can't trust bunk beds when you're like a grown man.
Also,
Like,
I wish that Becca went and saw him instead of just
Did she say
talking
she
to him on the
spoke to
phone.
him?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
he's no top 3, so she's
I
not going to go
guess.
see him.
I'm
He's
curious.
giving 2-on-1.
If it was Colton, you bet your butt she'd be in there with flowers and ready to sit down and
Yeah.
talk.
she'd be checking his IV. She'd be like,
checking his phone, make sure Tia's not calling.
Hello. Like,
By the way, you guys, Christine and I hung out this past Saturday. We went to the Bachelor parody musical. It's in Hollywood. You should absolutely go see it, Allison. You will freaking love it.
What
it's
is
at the
it?
Hollywood Fringe site,
it's at the McCadden.
the
place?
McCadden Theater, but
Theater?
it's part of Hollywood Fringe. It's a, I guess a little
festival. It's a
Oh,
festival.
you know about it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you have to go see it.
I have to see it.
Okay,
loved
so it's a Bachelor parody. It is hilarious. They're making fun of Arie the entire time.
Great.
It's really good. The music is great. The acting was great. I liked it a lot.
We enjoyed it.
Sterling and I are going to go next. You should come with us.
I would love to
Yeah, you
come.
should
Oh my
definitely go.
gosh.
Let's do it.
We-
That's so thrilling.
We went that night with,
We went with Jared and Ashley.
it was a good time.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe you know them.
Yeah, it
They've
was really
changed my
fun.
entire worldview.
But were you uncomfortable
changed my
watching
life.
it with them?
I was like low-key looking over just to see how they were responding to it and like seeing what jokes fell flat and what kind of landed for them. It was interesting.
What did they like? Did they like it?
Yeah, they liked it.
They did. Yeah, we had a good
Are
time.
they just so happy?
Yes.
It was just cuddling in the
Yes.
corner, and me and Christina are like, they're so cute.
Yeah, they
like, this
really
show's
are.
funny, but damn, y'all are just.
Definitely.
But shout out to the amazing cast and crew and everyone who put on the show. They were so welcoming to us. It was truly a good time. Highly recommend it. If you want to reach out to them, check out their Instagram. I believe that's the best way to get in touch with them.
I think it's called the Bachelor parody
musical.
Yeah, it's really good. And real quick, because someone sent this to me on Instagram. I don't know if you guys know about this. Does anyone watch Big Brother here?
No.
Okay, so Big Brother contestant Paul Calafiore, I think that's his name is. You sent it to me maybe.
I
Yes.
did see that. Who's dating Danielle?
He was dating
Maltby?
Yes.
Oh, right, I saw
Danielle.
something about this.
Oh, from Dean?
Maltby or Maltby?
No, not from Nick's season.
Maltby.
Yeah.
Then who was like also on Bachelor.
With
The
Dean.
blonde Danielle?
The one who had the...
No, not
She
Danielle
wasn't with Dean.
Lombard.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
Danielle Maltby.
She was the one who was like
She's
kind
a,
of
she's a NICU nurse,
made
right?
out with Wells in
Yes.
Paradise.
Yes.
So they were dating, and I love Big Brother as well too. So like just the reality world was like, oh my gosh, they met through their agent. They were so in love, and he is on MTV's The Challenge in South Africa, and I guess was hooking up with another contestant, and like completely cheated on her and was such a jerk, and gave such an awful apology.
Yeah,
it was pretty much like, I'm not monogamous. And he was just like, he wasn't apologetic at all. He was pretty much saying like, sorry if I'm not married to you.
But maybe, did they have an open relationship?
No.
Oh.
No, it looked pretty
no.
serious from their Instagrams.
Yes.
Well, you can be serious and have different rules, but it sounds like
It
they
wasn't.
didn't. Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. And apparently, like, he was cheating on her, and then finally when he got service or a chance to call her, he's like, hey, I messed up, but also I'm just going to continue dating this other person now.
Could you imagine?
So anyways, that's just some news and gossip for you guys.
And the show.
I'm gonna put that in season 2.
You're
of
getting
my podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Just steal all this gossip.
Exactly. But you guys, I'm excited for next week's episode.
Yes.
We'll get our roast ceremony that we were gypped of
finally.
tonight.
I really hope that. Oh, is that because of the?
I don't think so.
No,
I
'cause
think
it
they
went
wanted a
on Sunday.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope they don't start doing the split rose ceremony.
I know.
I hated
I
that.
like having a complete episode.
Agreed. Allison,
That's just
Sugar,
my personal.
thank you guys so much for tuning in. Where can everyone find you, follow you, support you?
Oh, thank you. My social is at Allison Raskin for Twitter and Instagram. And then you can go to gossippodcast.com for more information on the show.
Sterling?
Yeah, you guys can find me everywhere at Sterling Cates and also at Separation Anxiety Pod.
You guys can find me everywhere at Christine with 3 E's.
You guys can follow me at Renee Ariel on Instagram and on Twitter, and check out my blog, sextingandthecity.com.
And you guys can follow me across the internet at Miss Zias. Looking forward to chatting Bachelor, all things Bachelor Nation with you guys until next week. See you guys then. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.